Problem 11.8. Draw the views needed to show the shape of the spacer. This is the spacer. Draw the right side view as an offset section through the 3 holes. Then draw the cutting plane line on the primary view and dimension the drawing. So, looking at this, it said draw an offset section through the 3 holes. So what that means is we are going to draw a cut that starts at the top, goes straight down through this first hole, changes directions, and it goes straight down the middle hole, changes directions again, and then goes straight down this hole. So our cutting plane line will be very similar to this red line, and then it's also going to have the directional arrows in the direction we are facing. Now, just to look at a few other bits of information on this page, what we have is a spacer. Now, this is just a block of material with 3 holes. So we have a large hole in the middle. If you look at the measurements, it says it's 1 3/4 inches from the top, and it is 1 1/4 from the left-hand side. Now, if you look at the overall measurements, that means it is right in the center, and these measurements are to the center line, not to the edge of the circle. The other thing that you notice is down here. Let me just erase some of my cutting plane line. We have 2 holes that are 1 1/4 inch in diameter. We also have a counterbore hole right here. That means a counterbore, and that diameter is 0.5, and it's 1/8 of an inch into the material. So what that means is, if we are looking at the surface of this material, we have a hole that is coming in, and it only goes in 1/8 of an inch into our material. So if this is the back side of the material, this hole is coming in, and then the diameter changes to a smaller diameter, and it is 1 1/4, and then that goes all the way to the back of the material. So if this was a section view, this is the solid material, and the red area is the actual hole. Now the object lines would actually follow these, and that is this hole, essentially what you're looking at when you see this hole. It also has a 2x, meaning there's 2 of them at this dimension. So the one at the top is also this dimension, and then all the other numbers on here are just the dimensions of the overall part. So let's get this started. As you can see, there are indicator lines of where you're supposed to start these views. I'm going to start by just drawing the overall dimensions for the front and the right side section view, starting with the corner. Now, if I wanted to measure this out, this should measure 2.5 wide. You can see it's a little bit off, and that's just the printer kind of messing up a little bit. The depth should be 1 inch, but I'm going to just go off of the printed indicator lines. So it's going to go up 3 1/2. Now that I have my overall outline or object lines drawn, I'm going to go ahead and place the rest of the features for the front view. So I'm just going to look at these measurements, map them out, and use my circle stencil to draw these circles. Like I said, anything smaller than 1 inch is a little bit difficult to draw with your compass. Feel free to try, but I'm going to go ahead and just take advantage of having this circle stencil and to draw these smaller circles. Now that I have my circles drawn, I can start to visualize what this thing would look like cut open. So if these holes were essentially right in a line and they are cut open, I would see what I drew in that section view, that little Mario looking tunnel for these counterbore holes, and then I would just see the top and bottom of this hole going all the way through, since there isn't a dimension that designates how far into this material it is. So I know it's not a blind hole, so it goes all the way through. This diameter only goes 1/8 of the way through, so I can draw over 1/8 and then connect it to the bottom surface. And then this 1/4 inch diameter will go from the back of that hole to the back of the block. So I've drawn basically a right side view. Instead of hidden lines, I've just drawn object lines because we're drawing an offset section. So the next part is to draw the section lines through the parts of the material that are solid that are being intersected by that cutting plane. Then I'd also have to draw my cutting plane line going through the center of all of these holes. Then the last step will be to dimension the drawing. But first, section lines and cutting plane line. As you're drawing these section lines, you want to try to make them continue across the part as if they are one solid line that goes through and then stops and continues on. So an easy way to do that is just make sure you don't slide your triangle or T-square up and down until you have that area completed, and then slide down to do the next section. And line up your last hole with the previous area before you continue on to do your section lines. Before I label my cutting plane line and my section view, I have to dimension the part. Decimal, and diameter symbol. For this one, I'm going to include all of this information. So this top line is going to have 2x, diameter 0.25. So first 2. And I'm going to start the text before I do the counterboard. Just make sure you have enough room for this, just so I know where to place the alignment. So I need to have enough space for the text. So I'll start with the diameter symbol right under the 2. To draw these symbols, they're pretty basic. You just want to use some straight lines. So now that I have my text aligned, I can draw the counterboard symbol as a straight line. And then just use a triangle to add the 2 verticals. So look over everything, make sure you didn't forget a symbol. 2x, diameter 0.25, counterbore, diameter 0.5, I missed the decimal. The depth of that is 0.125, that's an eighth. I am missing the depth, that is going to be 1. And looking over to make sure I have all the dimensions, looks good. Now I could have technically given this depth here, however, always think back to how it's manufactured. This is going to be drilled with 2 different diameter bits, most likely, or at least milled into it with 2 different cutting tools. So I'm going to be placing that right here under the diameter information. So that way whoever is making this part or reading this drawing knows what they need to just by looking at this area. Now the last thing I need is labeling my cutting plane and my section view. So this is going to be A, and this is going to be section AA. Look over everything, clean up any extensions that go way out too far. Make sure you didn't forget any information, and this looks complete.